Hello everyone, welcome back. Thank you for joining me again. Today I'm going to be talking to you about one of the other traits of borderline personality disorder, which is fear of abandonment. And this is one that I really struggle with. It does play quite a big role in BPD in general, from what I hear. Don't quote me on that, but from what I've heard so far in the research I've done, I do think that it plays a big part in the makeup of BPD, and that it can trigger a lot of the other traits. If the fear of abandonment is triggered, that can lead to other traits being triggered, and also other traits can lead back to triggering the fear of abandonment. So I think it's kind of a central kind of trait in BPD. And so yeah, this is one that I do struggle with, and I didn't realise until recently, until I've been looking into it and thinking about it, that it has played a big part in my life without me even realising it really. It's affected me in quite a lot of ways, and I just didn't realise. And as time has gone on, and now I've been struggling with my BPD enough to be diagnosed with some traits of BPD. That's only just happened recently, so in the last few months, so I didn't know I had any traits of it until then. I didn't really know much about it at all. But when I think about it, this fear of abandonment has always been there at some level. I've always had this fear of being left out. I've always really hated the thought of being left out and being on my own. And I've always just thought it's because I'm just maybe a bit of a clingy person. I rely on other people too much. I I didn't really think there was anything behind it, I suppose, but it's just the way I was. And it is just the way I am. But there's a condition behind it, and condition that's been there. Well, I don't really know how long it's been there, but I do know that there have been some signs of it for a long time, and I just didn't know what they were. So the fear of abandonment with me comes in all different shapes and sizes. It quite often starts with something really small, something like maybe somebody not replying to a message, or somebody running a bit late, or I don't know, just the general everyday things that can go wrong. Things that I'm not great at myself at the moment. I am really rubbish at replying to messages, so I'm sorry for everybody, to everybody who I still haven't replied to yet from weeks and probably months ago. I am really rubbish at that at the moment, so I am sorry. So and yeah, I'm also always late, so can't say anything about that either. Um So, yeah, it's things like that, which can just general everyday things that can start some anxiety going, I suppose. Things like, first I just think, oh, it's okay. This person's they're just busy. They've just got things to do. They're just doing whatever they're doing, or they're just running a bit late, or something like that. But then I'll start to think, it's been a while now. Is everything okay? And then this anxiety will just build up, and it will start to um make me question myself, I suppose. Think, have I done something wrong? Are they not talking to me? Um, have I said something? Have I done something? Are they upset with me? Are they angry with me? Have I done anything wrong? Is is that why they're not talking to me? And they're really, really mad with me, so they're not even telling me why they're not talking to me. Um, it doesn't always get that bad, but it can do. Um, if my head's heading in that direction. And then other times it can be even worse than that. Can, I can just get really consumed with this fear that I'm going to end up on my own, that people are not going to want to be around me because I've done something wrong, or I'm not a very nice person. Something is going to happen which is going to put people off me in a really big way, and I'm going to end up on my own. And as much as they reassure me and support me and look after me and try and talk me round, when my head is in that place, I just can't get my head out of that place. And people can't really help me to get my head out of that place. It just has to pass, I suppose. And I can't be talked around when I'm like that. But what we're talking about is a real irrational fear. It can happen when nothing's really happened at all, nothing big, nothing scary, nothing horrible. It can be triggered over the smallest thing, and then one negative thought will lead to another and another and another and another and another, and before I know it, I feel completely broken, heartbroken, devastated, distressed, alone. If I'm not alone, then I'm going to be alone. And it's like somebody's found the most sensitive and painful nerve and, and touched it a million times. It it really is so intense and mentally, emotionally painful. Um, it can feel like my whole world is ending when nothing has actually happened. Because I just get this huge fear of being left. I know that people aren't going to leave me. Deep down, I know that. I know people love me and care about me and want me around. I know that. I really, really, really do know that. But when my head is in that place, it just feels like my whole world is ending. And that something awful is going to happen. And that one way or another, I'm going to end up on my own. And that terrifies me. Really, really terrifies me. So when I'm in that bad place, it is really, really intense and painful. It really is. And people are so lovely and supportive, try and help me, talk me round. But I just get stuck in that place. And I can't get out of it. I just have to walk through it and let it pass. And then when it does, it's like this huge relief, like this huge weight has been lifted. And I just think, what was all that about? How ridiculous was that? Nothing has even happened, and I got myself into that state over it. And it really just feels so stupid and ridiculous, but that's what my head does. And I do have days like that where I'm just completely inconsolable and just irrational. It might make so much sense to the people around me that, you know, everyone else is seeing things clearly and they might not. I don't know. It's just everybody just tries so hard. Really do. And everybody is doing an amazing job with me. You really are. I'm really lucky to have such loving family and friends that are all doing the best for me, look after me and support me, even though I don't make it easy a lot of the time. I am really loved and I really love them and I do really, really appreciate it, and I know that I'm not on my own. I know that I'll never be on my own. But sometimes my head likes to play games with me, games that aren't fun. Not funny at all. And it can happen of the tiniest thing, and it's so ridiculous how extreme it can get over that one tiny thing. I've always had this anxiety, I suppose, over being left out of things. Like if there's an event going on, maybe somebody's birthday or anything really, for some reason I might not feel like going. Maybe I'm not feeling well, or maybe it's anxiety and I just don't feel like going. I really don't want to go. But then at the same time, the thought of being left out and the only one not going is awful as well. And then if I do give in to the anxiety and I don't go, then I feel so awkward and horrible and left out and lonely because I didn't go. And I was the only one that didn't. And so sometimes I just can't win with it. It's kind of, it's always been there. I've always had this fear of being left out. And yeah, just really hate being left out of anything really. I know I can't be invited to everything. I know not everybody wants me to everything. I don't want to go to everything. But at the same time, I hate being left out of everything. So I've always had that. Always. As long as I can remember. Well, I never knew what it was. I just thought it was just my way, just, but now I know it's a part of the BPD. It's a part of this fear of abandonment, fear of being left out of things, fear of being on my own. It's irrational fear of being on my own and being left out of things. A lot of people have a healthy level of anxiety with these things, but with me it's not a healthy level. It's irrational, and it can get so extreme and painful when it's at its worst. It really, really can. But luckily I've got some amazing people around me that are really supportive and caring and loving. And even though I'm on another planet sometimes, deep down I know that I'm not on my own. And I won't be. I'll never be on my own. I'm really lucky for that. Sorry about that message. See what I was saying? Never on my own. Thought I'd put that on silent. Sorry about that. So, as you can see, I'm never alone. And I'm really lucky in that way. I really am. And I'm really grateful. And I think I just want to say to anybody that is trying to help somebody deal with this fear of abandonment, trying to support them with it. It might feel like you're not really helping. It might feel like this person is just stuck in that headspace and there is no shifting them. It might feel like really hard work, but keep going with the positive things that you fill the head with, because the more positive thoughts and ideas you put into that person's head, the more it will cancel out the negative things. So even though they might not believe you at the time, even though it might feel completely hopeless and like their whole world is ending, just keep being patient with them and calm and reassure them that everything will be okay. Reassure them that you're never going to leave them, because that is what they want to hear. Even if it's just a little white lie and you can't promise them that, that's just what they need to hear at the time. That you're not going anywhere, that you're here for them, that you care about them, and that everybody cares about them, and that you're not going anywhere, and that they're not on their own. Just keep telling them that, because going on my experience, that will be what they need to hear. They'll need to hear that you're here for them and you've got no intention of going anywhere. And eventually, all of the distress and pain will pass. And when it does, they'll realise that it was just a blip and just a bad patch, and that's, and they'll be really grateful for you, for supporting them through it and helping them through it. I know I always am for the people that help me through this. I'm always really grateful to everybody that helps me with everything. Might not always show it, might say the wrong things sometimes, a lot of the time, but I really don't mean to, and I am really grateful for all of the support everybody's given me, I really am. So please don't ever forget that. I'm really grateful to you all for watching today. So if you found this helpful at all, then please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And you can find my blog at myglitterinthedarkness.com, and You can also follow my Facebook and Twitter pages. You'll find the link on the links to that on the About section of my channel. And yeah, I think I'm done for now. So thank you all for watching. I do really appreciate it. And I know that I'm not on my own when I've got all of you lovely people watching me and supporting me. And I'm really, really grateful. I really am. So thank you for watching, and I'll speak to you all again soon.